Harihi Om. 3 times Omkara. Om. Om. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Mavid Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Om Satchidananda Rupaya Vishvotpatyadihetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Shri Krishnaya Vayam Numaha. Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Harihi Om. Suswagatam. We all are studying a very subtle subject, and that's meditation. In the yesterday's session, we have seen how sadhaka, that is called as seeker, strive hard to firmly abide in the true nature of the self. Swarupe drudhanishthayai yatante sadhaka janaha. Swarupe, in the true nature. Drudhanishthayai. Drudha means firm. Nishtha means abidance. Yatante sadhaka janaha. Yatante is one who is striving. Sadhaka janaha, all the seekers. So today our focus is how to gain this drudha nishtha. Please note how one can gain drudha nishtha. So unless and until we have this drudha nishtha, so please understand the exact meaning of this drudha nishtha is no doubt a firm abidance from this context of meditation, but from the context of the worldly activity, drudha nishtha means firm determination. Got it? Firm determination. So somebody asked me this question, one who is studying for the postgraduate study prelim exams. That person said, Swamiji, every day that person's attention for the studies does not remain same. Someday there is a good so-called as determination of study. Next day, it doesn't remain that focused. Next, another day, it also does not remain, it goes down. Another day, it becomes really good. So please understand, this sort of ups and down in the path of right effort is because of now intense desire, lack of intense desire. Yes, please note it. If there is no intense desire, our efforts become always sometimes casual, sometimes very good, again sometimes casual, and so on. Like those who do not have intense desire to really work on the health aspect, then doctor or the well-wisher advise this person, get up early in the morning and go for walking. Yes, tomorrow onwards. Tomorrow he gets up or she gets up early in the morning, goes for a good, nice morning walk. Next day, when the alarm rings, oh, today no, I'm feeling little sleepy, and today there is some cold. It's not that fantastic weather, so let us skip one day. Yes, this is what happens. This is what happens when somebody is directing you to do it, but you have not understood the importance of it, or you do not have an intense desire to get it. And therefore, our efforts lack, or therefore, our efforts become so-called as casual. Okay. And another aspect, a spiritual aspect important, is load of vasana. What is called as vasana? Inherent tendencies in us. They do not allow us to have this intense desire for liberation. Please note, what is called as intense desire for liberation? Intense desire for liberation means mumukshu, mumukshutva. So mokshasya ichha iti mumuksha. Desire for liberation is called as the mumukshu. It is called as mumuksha. The intense desire for liberation. One who has this desire is called as mumukshu. Now, these are different levels. There are different levels of this desire. Please note, somebody who has a very strong, intense desire, that is called as trivra mumukshutvam. So, in that person's life, there is nothing else than this and this alone. Like Nachiketa from Katha Upanishad. When Lord Yama, Dharmaraj, offered him all the pleasures of the world, he straight away in one go refused all. Similarly, in Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuran, there's a story of Bhakta Dhruv. When he went to the forest and wanted to do a tapas to get Bhagavan's darshan, Naradji came in between and offered again him lot of worldly pleasures. There also he straight away refused. Now this condition, when you completely just ignore or give up all pleasures of this world, then that is called as the Trivra Mumukshutvam, for the sake of liberation. Now, second level is called as moderate, called as Madhyama Mumukshutvam. Madhyama means moderate. Okay, we will do it, but we have something else to do also. So this is called as moderate. Then the third level is dull. Dull level. Dull means manda. Manda mumukshutvam. Oh. Okay. Today you have to sit for a class. Tell me, Swamiji, how much time I have to sit? Because I am very busy person and I have a very less time. So I may just join little late and I may just go a little early. Will you allow? Yes, this is called as Manda Mumukshutvam. Not very much having any sort of firm determination at all. Yes, it is there. So somehow we can get in. Then called as Ati Manda. Ati Manda means very dull. That means this person is not interested. But if somebody forcefully trying to get him into this path of spirituality, then sometime for the sake of that person, he comes, shows his face and goes away. So this is called as Ati Manda Mumukshutvam. Now, what are we discussing? These are obstacles of what? Of not striving hard for the sake of supreme goal. And now that where it is said in the last, this is the second quarter, Yatante Sadhaka Janaha. Yatante means striving. This is called as continuous practice. Then in the practical world, we can use a word consistency in action. Consistency in action. If there is no consistent effort in any action, you cannot achieve any great goals in life. Please note it. So, three important aspects we have discussed for a very firm abidance. First is determination. That is called as strong sankalpa. Then second important point is intense desire. In the world it is called as passion. So intense desire. If this desire to achieve the supreme goal is not very strong, then again it becomes so-called as dull. Every effort becomes dull. The third, consistency in our efforts. That also is a most important action, because otherwise no goal to achieve is possible in life. So these are some obstacles a sadhaka will face and continuously will face. But who can strive hard? So slowly, whose load of vasanas have reduced to the great minimum level. Please note it. Who can strive hard? One whose load of vasanas have reduced to the minimum level. That person can have a very firm determination. It will happen slowly. Please do not get discouraged. Oh, if I have the load of vasanas, what can I do? Let us leave it. No, no, that's not the right way. Every effort is important. How? Please pay attention to this example. Like Gangaji comes from Himalayas, and there are n numbers of obstacle in the path of Gangaji to reach to the ocean. But even though there are so many obstacles, Gangaji does not stop. Whenever there is a very big rock, it just turns around that rock, and then flows again towards the ocean. Now, please pay attention to this. When the rock is there, it hit the rock and just go by the side. Slowly, slowly, by hitting the rock, every moment, you and I have seen that how the rocks get cut. The portion of rock get cut. Portion of rock, firm rock gets cut by a very soft touch of the water. But continuously when you hit, even the rock can get cut. Similarly, our vasanas also. If continuous effort of meditation, if you do, all the load of vasana will reduce to the great extent. Please note it. This is extremely important. Now, we go to verse number 7, Dhyanasvarupam. Kriyashila sada jivaha sthatum shaknoti natmani akarmatastata proktaha vididhyanasya yogibhihi. Kriyashila sada jivaha. Jivaha, an individual, is always action oriented. Sthatum na shaknoti atmani. Sthatum means abiding. Atmani, in the self. Na shaknoti is unable. So this individual, one who is action oriented, is not able to abide in the self. Akarmatah, without any action. Now this is an important word. Without any action, this person will not able to firmly abide in the self. Therefore, that person has to do action. Tataha, therefore, prokta vidhi. Now, the method is given. What is a method? Dhyanasya yogibhihi. Abhyasa of dhyana. Dhyana abhyasa. That is called as practice of meditation. This method is given by all yogis. All yogis, those who have achieved that supreme goal through the practice of meditation. And that great people have given this so-called suggestion, method, that you practice the meditation, you will definitely reach to the supreme goal of abidance in the self. Okay. Now, we all have to understand, here it is clearly said why a person who is action oriented cannot able to abide in the self, because this person has a habit of action. And therefore, without doing the action, it is not possible. And therefore, this method of meditation is given to this seeker of the truth. What is a meditation method? Now, please note it. One by one, let us recap it. First and foremost, a person should start very clearly looking at the world with discriminative power. This is very important. So when a person develops this quality of looking at this world with discriminating power, then that person starts understanding the reality of every object as well as the nature of the every object. So what is the nature of the object? As we have discussed in our previous session, the nature of the object is ever changing. Continuously it is changing. So that which is under continuous change, how can it give us stability at any time? This question should come. So then clarity is gained that if I want to achieve a stability, I want to achieve a peace, I want to achieve the silence, then it is not there as a nature of any object. So the running towards object becomes less. That is the outcome. So running towards object just for the sake of so-called as peace and bliss, that stops for the seeker. Then this person's mind turns towards the self. Why? Because with discrimination, this person develops the dispassion towards all the objects of the world and all the situation as well as circumstances which comes in life. Then this person gains the knowledge of the scripture as what is the nature of one's own Atma Tattva. What is the nature of this Atma Tattva? If you know the nature of this world of object, you know the nature of the body now, you know the nature of the mind, you know the nature of the intellect. So the whole attention is on now focused on the nature of the self. Then with the scriptural knowledge, when this person understands nature of my own Atma is Sat Chit Ananda. So now his whole attention is focused on Sat aspect. What is Sat? Existence of everything in the world, without which nothing can exist in this world. Not the world can exist if the existence power of Atma is not there. That means existence of the world is also because of the existence principle of the Atma Tattva. So it's a substratum for everything. That substratum, that existence itself is conscious, is consciousness, is aware, is awareness of what? Its own true nature. So it is self-effulgent. Itself is complete and therefore it is blissful. That which is complete always remain blissful. That which is incomplete always have so-called as struggle to become complete. And this struggle actually takes away the peace and bliss of the person. Now, with the meditation practice, what are we doing? We are slowly reducing the struggle to gain the peace and bliss from the objects of the world. But we are now continuously focusing our struggle towards achieving that peace, happiness within. within. And therefore, we are trying our level best to practice meditation. So now it's time. Have your posture, which you have firmly now practiced and achieved a good control over your body, to remain stable for next 5 to 10 minutes. Take up a posture and give a command to your body. No movement at all. If you're wearing a spectacles, remove your spectacles and keep it down. See to it that your back is straight, your neck is also straight, and there's no discomfort in your back as well as in neck. Keep your hands on your legs in a comfortable position where there is no tension in your hands and they are not hanging. Close your eyes gently. Check your facial muscles. Feel the pleasant expression on your face. Having checked about your posture, and if required, correct it and now lock it. Next step, focus your attention on your breathing process. Let your breathing be rhythmic and normal. Just when the breath you take means the air which comes inside, in the mind, you can use the numbers to count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Air is going out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let us practice to give good one-pointed attention to mind. This attention, a complete follow-up with our own breathing process. How the air comes, fills our lungs and goes out. Let us focus completely for a minute on this breathing process. Having gained a good one-pointed attention, let us move on to the next step, where you will just witness your own mind. Do not label any thought, but just be there as a witness. Sakshi. Thoughts will come, will propel you for action, but just remain as a witness. If a thought is of very strong nature, but you do not identify with it, slowly it reduces its own energy. It loses its own energy. And it gets dissolved. So the patience is must to just be a witness. With this practice, a seeker will reduce the number of thoughts of the mind, and there will be a change of quality of the thoughts. Texture of the thoughts will improve to the great extent. Having achieved this level where thoughts are of minimum number, but their quality, texture is of very good quality. With the support of the intellect, now one has to contemplate on the true nature of our own. Give this auto-suggestion to oneself. This body, mind and intellect is my instrument. These three are the equipments to express in this world. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this intellect. My true nature is Sat Chit Anand. I am the controller of this body, mind and intellect. My true nature is constant, is changeless. Sat aspect of my nature, that which is called as existence, is a substratum of the whole universe. It is changeless. It is nityam. It is shashvatam. It does not change in 3 periods of time, like past, present, and future. It remains absolutely unchanged. This existence principle itself is consciousness. It is conscious of its own self-effulgent nature. It is aware of its own true nature as consciousness. It is a knowledge principle. It knows its nature. No external support is required to know anything in this world. That's the power of knowledge principle. I, as a knowledge principle, give this power to this BMI and also everything in this world, wherever there is a possibility, an ability to know. This existence principle, which is consciousness, it is Ananda Svarupaha itself. It is blissful because it is complete. It is infinite. It is one without the second. There is no conditioning possible because other than Atma Tattva, there's nothing else anywhere. I abide in my true nature by continuously remembering I am Satchit Ananda Swarupa. I am Satchidananda Swarupa. Satchidananda Swarupoham. Satchidananda Swarupoham. In this state of meditation now, there is no disturbance at body level, mind level, and intellect level. If you are firmly abiding in the self, then you experience a deep silence, absolute peace, and absolute bliss. Ooh. 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 You can fold your hands in Namaskar position. Have gratitude towards the Almighty Lord, one who has given us this beautiful knowledge and a time. Have gratitude towards the Guru Parampara, through which this knowledge is flowing to every one of us. Have gratitude towards everyone around us. Pray for everyone. Let everyone be happy. Let everyone be healthy. Let everyone be complete. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Remain silent and experience this silence. Which is without any object, which is without any support of the world. It is your inner silence. It is your own nature. And therefore, it is so blissful and peaceful. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.